Hello, in this video I'll show you how to make a dockyard scene in Blender. First, download Blender 3.0 or higher. Then download shipping container assets from link in the description. I've added 2 links for assets. One is free and other is for $8. Get whatever you can afford. Then, open Blender. Now, import the container assets. Then put them in folders according to their size. 20 feet containers in 20 feet folder. And 40 feet containers in 40 feet folder. Then move them aside. Now, create a cube. Then switch to Geometry Nodes Editor. Create new geometry node. Now, replace this cube with another cube. Then add Instance on Points node. Now bring up Collection Info node and select 20 feet collection. Now plug geometry to instance and check on separate children, reset children and pick instance. Now add a transform node and place it between cube and instance on points node. Then select a container from 20 feet collection and copy dimension XYZ value and paste it in scale XYZ value in transform node. Now bring up vector math node and change its calculation type to seal. Then connect vector to size and change the value to 1, 1, and 1. Now duplicate the seal node and change its calculation type to add. Then connect vector to vector and change the value to 1, 1, and 1. Now bring up separate XYZ node and connect vector to vector.
Then connect X to X, Y to Y and Z to Z.
Now you can see that more containers are being added as I increase the size values. Reset the size value. Now bring up another vector math node and also bring up a combine XYZ node. Then copy the scale XYZ value from transform node to XYZ value and combine XYZ node and connect combine XYZ vector to scale vector. Also, connect the combine XYZ vector and the seal vector to this vector math node. Then set its calculation type to multiply. Now duplicate this math node and change its calculation type to divide. Then connect vector to vector and change these XYZ values to 2. Then connect vector to translation vector in transform node. Now you can see that container stacks are only increasing in positive XYZ direction. If you want to change the direction from positive to negative, then duplicate the vector math node and place it between divide and transform nodes. Then change its calculation type to multiply. Then change the value to -1 if you want stacks to increase in negative direction or 1 if you want stacks to increase in positive direction. I'll change the values to -1, -1, and 1. So the stacks will increase in negative X, negative Y and positive Z direction. Now add a random value node for some randomization. Change its type from float to integer. Then connect value to instance index. Now connect the seal vector value to group input, then duplicate group input and connect multiply vector value to group input. Then duplicate it one more time and connect seed value to group input. Now we can change the size value, direction, and also randomize containers from the modifiers section. Now we can close the geometry nodes section and increase the size values. Then move it along y-axis. Now add another cube and again go to Geometry Nodes Editor. Click on New, then go to drop down and select the geometry nodes that we made earlier. Then duplicate that geometry node. Then select a container from 40 feet collection and copy the dimension XYZ values to combine XYZ values in geometry nodes. Now change the collection from 20 feet to 40 feet. Also change the Y direction from negative to positive by changing this Y value from -1 to 1 in modifier section. Then move it along Y-axis. Now I'll rename everything. Now we can create big container stacks by simply changing some values from the modifier section. Now I'll quickly create a small dockyard scene. After I've created the scene, I'll use an HDRI for lighting and then render the scene. Then I'll save the image and also save the project. Then I'll close Blender. Finally, I'll open the image in Photoshop and do some editing. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more.